Hello and welcome back to another edition of Viper Bites presented by the Fantasy Points Media Group. And this time we're going to take a look at the Chicago Bears and talk about their 5 top Dynasty fantasy football assets. Starting off with the wide receiver position and one of my guys, Darnell Mooney. Currently, experts have him as the wide receiver 30 right now. Overall player, 66 if you look at those expert consensus rankings. Now, if you recall last April, I'm going to pat myself here on the back a little bit when it comes to Darnell Mooney. I was all in on this guy. I wrote about him. I told everyone, get in on the Mooney man before it becomes a thing. A year later, my feelings for the young Bears receiver, they have not changed. In fact, my infatuation for him has grown even stronger than ever before. Even while Justin Fields struggled in his first year as a starter, the combination of Fields and Mooney is certainly one that will likely grow as their careers continue. You have a talented wideout paired with a quarterback prospect that oozes potential, and as one game begins to mature, the others has no other choice but to mature along with it. Mooney had a 25.8% target share a season ago, and that was the 6th best among pass catchers. And you know what, Chicago? They really still don't have any other options. Last year was Mooney. Maybe you could have argued Allen Robinson, Cole Kmet as options there. This year, it's Mooney once again, Cole Kmet, maybe sprinkle in a little Byron Pringle there, a little N'Keal Harry there. I don't know what you want, but this is still Mooney's wide receiver room to lead. And it's also easy why you can see this. I mentioned those names, why Mooney will continue to see a majority of these targets in the Bears passing game for the foreseeable future. As a rookie back in 2020, Mooney saw 98 targets, while last season that number, it jumped. It jumped from 90 to 140. So the potential in year 3 is too good to pass up for fantasy managers. If you are worried about Mooney facing teams' top corners, don't. Last season, Mooney's production actually increased when Allen Robinson was unavailable. So you could stick your number 1 corner on it, and Mooney was going to beat him. Now let's talk about the running back position here as another running back who is often undervalued, especially as fantasy is concerned. David Montgomery is currently going off as the 19th ranked expert consensus ranked running back right now, 47th player overall. Montgomery is one of the most underappreciated fantasy running backs in the entire National Football League. If you look at his snap share from just a season ago, there were only 2 backs that received at least a 75% snap share, and they happen to be David Montgomery and Najee Harris. Montgomery overcame knee injury last season, but when he came back in week 5, he would finish the rest of the season as the running back 5 in PPR, averaging 5 targets per game while also averaging 19 fantasy points per contest during the fantasy football playoffs. With that all being said, Montgomery, he is in a contract year, and you know guys that are in those contract years, they have a tendency to ball out, looking to secure that bag and flirting with a 1,000-yard rushing, 500-yard receiving season the last 2 seasons. That's going to be the goal that he's looking to reach in 2022. Now let's talk about the quarterback position as it pertains to the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields. For dynasty managers right now, dynasty rankings, the experts have Justin Fields as the number 12 ranked quarterback. That's probably a little too rich for my blood right now, but perhaps new coach Matt Eberflus there, he can get the most out of Justin Fields. Get something out of him that Matt Nagy simply could not. And if he's smart, he will have some plays that get Fields out of the pocket there. Maybe some designed runs, so on and so forth. In 2021, in Fields' final 4 starts, he averaged 8.5 carries per contest, which led to 4 consecutive top 12 weekly finishes in fantasy football. Who go figures? A mobile quarterback that can run adds points up in fantasy football. Maybe we should have thought of this maybe a little bit earlier. That's probably what cost Matt Nagy his job. Some offensive genius he turned out to be. When you have a mobile quarterback, you have to design, you have to scheme more than 1.6 runs per contest. You also have to give him a little bit of help. Look, for Chicago to run more RPOs, to give Fields some flexibility while he searches for Mooney and commit down the field, this is going to be important for the Chicago Bears offense moving forward. An underrated addition to this Bears offense could be in the likes of former Chiefs wide receiver Byron Pringle. Last year in Kansas City, Pringle was 29th in yards per route run and had the 11th best passer rating amongst wide receivers with 10 or more deep targets. So something that could actually benefit Justin Fields, not only this year coming up, but in the couple years down the road as well. IDPers, I do not forget you on these shows. We are going to talk about the number one ranked linebacker right now, the number one ranked IDPer out there right now, Roquan Smith. In every year Smith has taken to the field as a pro, he has finished with more than 100 tackles in each and every season. Even in 2019, when he played in just 12 games, he would register 101 tackles, 66 of those of the solo variety. For those that play IDP, that's the reason why he is a top-rated player. Unless you're in some kind of crazy form that gives you like 6 points per sack or something like that. It's not just his ability to tackle that makes him special. Since 2017, the passer rating allowed for him is at 85 when teams are targeting him, which is the second lowest among linebackers in coverage. It is really hard to believe that the soon-to-be free agent has never made the Pro Bowl. So despite all this, he's been one of the top young defenders year in and year out. He has never been a Pro Bowler. What is up with that? You know what, Roquan? Who cares about the Pro Bowler? You're an all IDPer to me. Now, tight end position here, Cole Kmet, Dynasty, tight end, number 11 per experts. Overall, 107. Another one of those players looking to have a breakout in 2022 is Cole Kmet. With the departure of Jimmy Graham, Jesper Hostet, and the outlaw Jesse James, Kmet has a real opportunity to finally get a touchdown. No, seriously. The trio of tight ends I just mentioned there had 34 targets, 6 touchdowns, while Kmet had 93 targets, which was the 8th most among the tight end possession, and he was held without a score in 2021. With the maturation of Justin Fields, along with Kmet's numbers from a season ago that saw him finish with 612 yards receiving and 10.2 yards per reception, it's easy to see how a breakout season could be on the horizon. Positive touchdown regression is coming one way or the other for the tight end 21 from a season ago per PPR. I mean, seriously, it's not hard to score more than 0 touchdowns in a single season. So that is why Cole Kmet needs to be on your dynasty radars right now. And why a lot of us out there believe that Cole Kmet could be that sneaky tight end option moving forward here in 2022. That all being said, you got to move forward. Move forward with fantasypoints.com. Use promo code Vipers22 and get 10% off that subscription today. And while you're at it, make sure to take a second, rate and review us on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher. If you're watching us here live on the Vipers Network on YouTube, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure those notifications are turned all the way up because we are coming with you new content daily. With that all being said, we'll see you next time. Take care now.